Gamarjoba. That's Georgian for hello. That's how people greet each other in Georgia. My name is Peter and I'm the owner of Ghvino.nl. We are a Georgian wine importer and we import more than 60 different Georgian wines from more than 23 different companies straight from Georgia. We bring these wines here actually by temperature controlled truck, so we want to make sure that you drink the same quality and freshness of wine here in Holland as you do in Georgia. And you should go to Georgia to taste the difference there, because it's a beautiful country. We started this company 3 years ago because we wanted to promote Georgia. Georgia is a fantastic country with lovely people, and it's no surprise that I also brought one of the Georgians home with me to marry me. That's also the reason why I, as a Dutch person, am involved in Georgian wines. We started this company and we decided to name it the most simple name which was available, and that's the Georgian word for wine, Ghvino. They also say that the Latin word for vino is derived from the Georgian name Ghvino. And it's no surprise that this name Vino is derived from Ghvino, because what many people don't know in these regions is that Georgia was the first wine producing country in the world. They started 8100 years ago already. Of course, nobody was there to record it and to write it down. Like, what are you doing there? What is this juice you're creating? Nobody was writing it down. No, but they found these remnants of qvevris, and that's also a unique method of winemaking in Georgia. They found these remnants and they found little pits which they also used during the fermentation of the wine, and they carbon dated it to be 8100 years old. And if you don't believe the archaeologists and science, believe the French, who in 2017 made a whole exhibition in the middle of Bordeaux that the cradle of wine is Georgia. But also UNESCO in 2003 has announced the way of winemaking, the qvevri, to be a cultural world heritage. And this qvevri method is also unique for Georgia. Of course, other countries also started to make wines in the same way, and they abused also the amphoras, which were actually used for transportation and storage, but they also started to use it to make wines. Because the wines in a qvevri, and we will go in depth in future in another video more about the winemaking process in a qvevri, but in general it's basically a big clay pot where they throw in the grapes and they let the wine ferment there on the skins and sometimes some of the pits and overripe stems, and this gives the wine the real flavor of the grapes. They have a saying in Georgia, as your grapes are, your wine will come out of the qvevri. So it's very important that the winemaker really understands also their vineyards and their grapes and the exact moment of when they harvest the grapes. And there's also no influence like we usually know in Europe, that we want to have the wines also wood aged and such. The wood also gives a certain flavor to the wines. A qvevri doesn't. They only say that if you have an amber wine, in the last little bit in the glass, you can sometimes smell a little bit of the honey. And the honey is derived from the bee wax they use in the inside of the qvevri to make it water and airtight. And of these qvevri wines, we now have approximately 35 different wines in our collection, of which 25 are amber wines. Amber wines are the name they gave to the white grapes which are fermented in the qvevri on the skins, pits and overripe stems. These skins give the wine a certain color, and this mostly reflects amber. We also know them here in Europe as orange wines, but we'd like to make the distinction that orange wines are fermented on stainless steel tanks, and the amber wines are actually made in the qvevri. Now, in future we will talk a lot more about all these different subjects, like the qvevri. We will go into more in depth, and the production methods, the culture also in Georgia, their traditions like the supra, but also we will introduce our wines. We will taste them virtually together, and we will describe what you can expect when you buy a wine from us. And hopefully you will be seeing much more of us. Thank you for your attention and see you next time. Bye bye.